So let's get started building our first simple UIKit iOS app, WebBrowse, a simple native web browser. WebBrowse is modeled closely on Safari and makes use of the system web view, but with our own components built around it. Here's a selection of the numerous topics we'll be able to cover whilst developing this app. We'll use Interface Builder and storyboards to lay out the user interface. We'll import WebKit, a secondary framework that contains WK WebView, the system WebView component we'll use to load the actual web content itself. We'll encounter Swift optionals for the first time, which are an essential language feature. We'll employ the delegate pattern to communicate between our code and the system components we'll be working with. We'll create class properties, URLs, and URL requests. We'll configure app transport security and work with application properties for the first time. Throughout, we'll be working with a host of core UIKit system user interface components. We'll create our first custom view controller and work with buttons, toolbars, search bars, and the search controller. So the first thing we need to do is the quick task of creating the project. So let's get stuck right in. Okay, so as again, in Xcode, we're going to create a new project. In the template selector, we need to select the iOS tab. This time we're going to use the single view app template. Name your project WebBrowse. Make sure that the language selected is Swift and the checkboxes at the bottom are deselected. I'm going to store the project on the desktop. Now that we're in the main Xcode interface, I'm going to select the iPhone 6 as my simulated device, and then I'm going to build and run the app by using the Command R keyboard shortcut. And the iOS simulator starts up, and our empty template application starts up in the simulator.